Hey everybody, Chris Bond21 here, and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2. This is episode, let me see if I got it right. There was day 1, day 2, then was day 3 and 4, 5, 6, episode 5. Really need to start remembering that before I start these off. So, on the last episode, we finished off Twilight Town, or at least we finished off a bit of Twilight Town as Sora. Mostly, it was an episode of exposition. XIII told us a lot of what was happening in between games and what we're going to be facing in this game. So yeah, it was really a lot of story-driven plot developments. But on the side note, while all that was going on, we encountered Pete while we were visiting XIII, who seems to have a history with Donald and Goofy. He was banished once from Disney Castle back in the day. We might learn a little bit more about that in this game, and then a little bit more about that in the later Kingdom Hearts game. And then finally, to end off the episode on a bit of total BS, Maleficent came back from the dead through the stupidest, most retarded, and most laziest of creative plot devices ever. Yeah, I still hate that so much. I don't really understand why that's how they brought her back. But yeah, she's back, and I'm sure we're going to be dealing with her soon before long. But, soon before long, that just sounded weird saying it. Is that doesn't soon before long? That's basically the same thing I just said. Anyway, I'm doing a great job of talking right now. But we're going to get started today with Hallow Bastion. So yeah, we're already going back to Hallow Bastion first. See, Hallow Bastion, like I said in the last episode, is sort of the hub world of Kingdom Hearts 2. We're going to be revisiting this place a lot because there's a lot new here that was not in Kingdom Hearts 1. In Kingdom Hearts 1, this place was just sort of the endgame castle where Maleficent was residing, and now it's kind of becoming a little bit more of what it was, a town and a castle. We're not actually going to go inside too much of the castle like we did in the first game. In fact, if you remember watching some of the early trailers for Kingdom Hearts 2, this area was supposed to look a lot like the area from the first Kingdom Hearts, but they redid everything over again, probably because it took so long to develop, and they figured just go with a different map. So without any further ado, let's get started. This should be a relatively short episode, and then after this episode, we're going to go back to the two-part Disney episodes, but I'll explain more about that when we get to the end. So let's land in Hallow Bastion.
Maleficent! Maleficent! Maybe they really did finish her off. Ooh, this castle sure ain't what I expected. No shine, no nothing. Oh, now what's gonna happen to our plan?
It's Hallow Bastion.
Gosh, looks kind of different now.
I hope you and the kid are doing okay.
Uh-oh, looks like we're gonna have to do some fighting.
So yes, as was heavily implied in the first Kingdom Hearts game, Hallow Bastion was actually a world where a lot of people lived, and it wasn't just the castle, but if you remember, it was really just this building here, this giant castle, which is seemingly going under some heavy construction. It looks like they're taking down pieces of Maleficent's old castle, and we're kind of replacing it with these brand new sections. Now, there's not too much we're going to be doing with this level right now, but we will be able to visit a little bit more of it as the game progresses. Also, there's a lot of things to see here. It's kind of funny looking at it now on the HD version because you can tell that's just sort of haphazardly buildings that are put together. But if Kingdom Hearts 3 shows us anything, that the level design is going to be quite elaborate. Also, you may remember that the boundaries, that blue stuff in the background, that was actually there, well, kind of there, the pink sky ending off there, was kind of all there, so it's kind of cool that they did that as well. But now there's all this town stuff, and that's really what we're going to be seeing for the most part in this episode. So here is the puzzle pieces that I was talking about at the end of the last episode. So you just go into them and you pick them up, and these are all the awakening pieces. However, some of them you're not going to be able to get right now. You're going to need the abilities from the drive forms in order to help you get, because I believe that one above the Moogle shop over there we can't get to, because I'm pretty sure we can't jump on that. Also, yeah, the Moogles once again can synthesize things much like they could in the first game, It's a little bit easier, but we'll talk about that near the end. Now, there's actually an optional little cutscene over here. If we talk to this familiar-looking duck that we didn't meet in the first Kingdom Hearts, but he looks familiar, and I get to do a Scottish accent again, which I'm happy to do. Uncle Scrooge? Who? He's Donald's uncle, a business tycoon. Before the Heartless showed up, he traveled the world on a gummy ship with the king. He was helping to set up a traffic system. A transit system. What's all the racket? Why, if it isn't Donald! And Goofy, hello lads! Aye, you all look hale and hearty. So do you, Uncle Scrooge. Ah, if only I were. I can't seem to recreate my favourite old-time ice cream. I'd make millions if I just got it right. Terrible. Yeah, so Scrooge is here, so that's a little bit of a scene. You can talk to him afterwards. Leon and the others are in the burrow. They went to Merlin's house. Alright, so we're going to go to... So Merlin is back here. For some reason, Merlin isn't from Disney Castle. He's from Hallow Bastion. Maybe he's visiting here. It's not entirely clear, but we're going to get a cutscene here.
Oh,
Hey, what's going on?
That's the town's defense mechanism.
Yuffie!
Look out!
We have nobody to fight. Also, if you notice there, Yuffie has got a different voice actress and a different outfit. So yeah, all the Final Fantasy VII characters at this point in the series are dressed like the way they look in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, because I believe that movie was coming out around this time, or it had already come out in... I'm gonna die. It had already come out in Japan, and it was about to make its States debut, I think. I can't really remember. But regardless, it was in development around the same time. So all the Final Fantasy VII characters, which Tetsuya Nomura, the director of Kingdom Hearts, created, all look like that. Because, you know, he doesn't have to ask anybody for permission. He owns those rights because he made them. And Donald leveled up there. So yes, she's no longer voiced by Christy Carlson Romano. She's got the voice actress from Advent Children.
Hey, you guys! I see you're still in top form.
What'd you expect? Looks like you're doing okay.
Well, what did you expect?
How are the others?
Great!
Hey, Yuffie. Have you seen the king and Riku?
Nope. But I had a feeling I'd see you guys again.
We may never meet again, but we'll never forget each other.
Is that supposed to be Leon? Everybody's working on stuff over at Merlin's house. Come on.
We got a map of the area. Very nice. And we're going to move on. So actually, real quick before we go into the next area, I want to fight off some Heartless here. Leon is actually going to be redesigned from Kingdom Hearts 1. He's going to look a little bit different. And he's also got a different voice actor as well. I don't necessarily know why they switched voice actors, but they did. I don't really know why. He's not voiced by anybody that I know of popular. I can't even think of the name off the top of my head. But yeah, different design and different voice actor. So kind of weird that they do that in between games, but I guess I can understand why they got rid of the original voice actors that were in the first game. They only kept... Well, they kept some... They didn't really replace all the voice actors. Like, I think it was Steve Burton did Cloud, Mandy Moore did Aerith, Yuffie was Christy Carlson Romano, and Sephiroth was Lance Bass. And that was the only Final Fantasy VII characters that we ran into. And Sid wasn't voiced. Sid is voiced here by the guy who voiced him in Advent Children. Steve Burton continues to voice Cloud to this day because his voice just fits that character perfectly. And I'm going to go fight these guys off right now just because I want to try to level up again, because there's a little bit of a tough section before we leave this world that I would like to try to not die on. I'm really hoping to not die on this playthrough. I would love to get through this entire playthrough not dying, but we're going to have to do an uphill battle here near the beginning just to make sure that doesn't happen. And yeah, trust me, it's not as easy as said than done, because this is Proud Mode, and Proud Mode can be, as we saw on Reach Memories, complicated and annoying and a little unfair at times. Although now it's a little bit more in my power to level up and fix things, so I can't really blame the game so much as I can blame my own running through things. So I'm going to try not to run through things as fast as I did in Rechain of Memories. I'm also going to actually level up between rows. So I got my defense up and experience boost. Nice. Experience boost, I think I will show you good people what that is, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Should give us a boost of experience when we're in a, I think, low health. I think I may have remembered that correctly. So we got combo boost and experience boost. Experience increases the game by 100% when you're at half health or less. Yeah, it's a little bit of a cool one, but it requires you to get really low health. It's perfect on critical mode because on critical mode you probably will die or get hit a lot. So here's another one of those crowns at the end here. I'm going to try to pick those up as we go through just to make it a little bit more explosive. So it's great to be exploring again. It's great to actually have a level to, move around in, because I felt like after we did Chain of Memories we were kind of, with the whole rooms all looking the same and everything. So it's kind of nice to go around, explore, open up some chests. AP boost. So it begins here. So how I like to play the game, and this is again just me, every time I pick up an AP boost, I give it to Sora. I always give it to Sora, no matter what happens, because Donald and Goofy don't learn nearly enough abilities, and here in Final Mix Plus, Sora learns even more abilities than he did in the original game. So Sora gets all the AP boosts, to the point where Sora will have about 130 AP by the game's end, and Donald and Goofy will have like 27. It's kind of a little one-sided, but trust me, Sora needs them more than Donald and Goofy. Just trust me on that one.
Meet the Hallow Bastion Restoration Committee.
We missed you.
Well, if you ain't in top shape.
I knew it.
Knew what?
A while back, everyone suddenly remembered you guys, all at the same time.
You remembered? Wait, does that mean you forgot about us?
Thanks.
So where have you guys been all this time?
We were sleeping.
Where? In cold storage?
It doesn't matter. This is great. Everyone's together again.
So, we're trying to find Riku and the King. Have you seen him? Right.
Sorry, but let us know if there's anything we can do to help, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Don't go thanking us just yet.
Hallow Bastion's got a problem. A big problem.
You mean like nobodies? And heartless?
That's right.
Sounds like you could use our help.
Then let's cut to the chase. Sora, Donald, Goofy, we were hoping the three of you might give us a hand around here.
Like we're gonna say no?
I forgot who I'm dealing with.
Hey, what do you mean by that?
Just think of it as a sort of Leon compliment.
Follow me to the Bailey. There's something you need to see.
Oh, I thought it was you. Right on time.
It's Brian!
Sora and the gang said they're gonna help out.
Splendid. We'll count on you.
Right.
Right.
Ah, yes. Did you give them the cards, dear?
Oh! Here. They're presents for you. Leon thought you might like to have them.
Hallow Bastion Restoration Committee honorary member.
Membership cards!
Kinda cool, huh?
Hey, thanks, Leah. Huh? Oh no! We're supposed to be at the Bailey.
Just a moment, Sora. What about your magic? Huh? Oh, that's right. Maybe you forgot it while you were asleep. Now, what am I going to do with you? I suppose I'll have to lend you a few spells, but be careful with them. Thanks, Merlin. To the Bailey and fast. And I believe he's going to give us. So we got membership cards because, yay. Like, is it a point system? Do I get free stuff? I mean, come on. And we get Blizzard because why give us fire first when they can give us Blizzard? So the spells in Kingdom Hearts 2 in comparison to the spells that we were in Kingdom Hearts 1, I like the magic system a little bit better here in Kingdom Hearts 2. It's not as good as a later game, and probably the most recent thing, the demo for the 2. Oh god, I'm gonna butcher it. I think it's 2.8, the final mix prologue thing, the Birth by Sleep thing that was included in that. That magic was awesome. That was some cool magic. But magic here in Kingdom Hearts 2 gets really good by the game's end. And I'll try to show off the magic thing. I won't do it right now, but basically, like I told you in the first video when Sora got back, or I think when Roxas showed up with the MP bar, I explained how the magic bar works, but we'll finally get to show that off a little bit later. So we're just going to go one screen over here. I already beat all the Heartless here. They didn't respawn, and we'll get the next cut.
Look at that.
Oh,
We want to restore Hallow Bastion to what it used to be. Who knows? Maybe even something better. There's still a lot to do, but I'm sure we can handle everything. Except for that and that.
we'll handle them.
Well, that's good to hear. So, Sora, do you know what's going on then?
There's this guy, Pete, who's been going around plotting with the Heartless. But he's not smart enough to tie his own shoes. The ones we need to worry about are the nobodies.
And those Organization XIII guys in charge, too.
You called?
You're doing well.
Who's that?
This calls for a celebration.
Alright, so this is another new little thing for Kingdom Hearts 2. The guard something mini game. So there's going to be a couple times in the game where they're going to give you a health bar for something, and the goal is to keep the Heartless or Nobodies or Boss or something basically away from that thing. And it's kind of a cool little addition. It beats what happened in Kingdom Hearts 1, where it was basically, okay, here's another room of enemies, just fight them off. Thankfully, this isn't one of those unwinnable fights or those fights that you can lose. This is a little tricky because of one Nobody that's going to show up at the end. It's kind of cool, and I don't know if I'm going to be brave enough to challenge him, because I think if I lose on it, it's going to hurt. Yeah, there's these guys here. They're called the Samurais, and they do this little thing called dual stance, and you have to quickly look in the thing, and I missed it, but I didn't die. Yeah, you got to quickly just find the thing where it says the end, and then you just hit it, and you instantly kill them. Or I think take a big shot. Let me see if I can do this time. And I think I got him. Yeah, I got him, and I went right through him. Nice. That can be a little dangerous on higher difficulties, because, well, they'll cut right through you and you'll die. So it's definitely something you want to think about before you run and go do. And I need to use a high potion. I really should start switching the potions with the high potions in the shortcut menu just to make this a little easier. So yeah, it locks you into this little room and you just got to fight these off. Donald will still level up, and so will Goofy, just like they did in the first game, where if you're not with them, they still make you level up. And I'm going to take a couple of hits here. Reversal, that should probably make it a little bit easier. I'm doing pretty good. I'm just glad my defense went up in the last room, because that probably would have hurt me a lot more. Also, I'm getting slammed here. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I told the good people I don't want to die. Come on. Come on, give me just a little luck here, game. Come on. And the gates are taking a lot of damage. I don't want to even do a game over. I don't even want to do a game over with that. Just don't do a game. Come on, Leon, help me out here. Help me out here, Leon. Yeah. So, yeah, sometimes you'll get a guest party member like Leon who helps out just sort of in the background. It's okay. It's not like you can't control really what they do, and they don't die, so I mean that's kind of a good thing. And I'm sort of, the camera here is, yeah, because we're inside this little area where we're kind of stuck on one side. I'm going to try to do a reversal here. I should be able to knock this guy out, and my strength went up. That should be helpful to take out this guy, and thank God. Whew, that was a nail. That was a nail biter a little bit, but I didn't die.
the Keyblade. A truly marvelous weapon. Were it only in more capable hands.
Show yourselves!
Organization 13!
Good, now we can settle this.
What a shame. And here I thought we could be friends.
Stop! What's the big idea?
Oopsie daisy.
Move!
Now, do you think that's polite? Shutting me down like that?
I said get out of the way!
As if. You can talk all you want, but that won't change a thing.
Then we are gonna make you move.
See, that would work if I were just any old dude. Except I'm not. I'm with the organization. Nothing any old about me.
Huh, tough talk for someone who stood on the sidelines while his nobody flunkies did the fighting.
Oh dear. I think you got the wrong impression.
You gonna cry?
As if. Why don't I remind you how tough the crowd you're dealing with really is?
Remind me?
That's right! You used to give me that same exact look.
I guess you think you can psych me out by saying really random stuff.
Gee, I just don't know. Be a good boy now.
Wait! Yes, he got away.
That was weird. Who gave him the same look?
You know, I think he was just trying to confuse you.
Yeah, you're right. Only one me. The Hallow Bastion Restoration Committee honorary member.
Wow!
Huh?
What's this?
Gorge, you think?
Oh, now I get it. That must have been the gate Yen Sid talked about.
Oh boy!
Sorry to run, Leon. But other worlds are calling.
Organization 13. They look tough. Be careful out there.
See you soon.
So we received another secret Ansem page. I don't know when I'm going to read those all to you good people, but probably near the game's end when we collected all of them. And I think there's another cut. Yeah, this is another new cutscene.
Do my eyes deceive me? Does he really have the power to wield the Keyblade? He's nothing but a boy.
Give him a chance. It means he's straight as an arrow. He's pure of heart, unlike all of us here.
He had better be, or else he's worthless.
I truly hope
He's enjoying himself on his adventure. Maybe he'd like a hand to determine his fate.
Hey, as long as it works in our favor, we can let him do what he wants for now. Then we'll all jump in if needed.
Those are bold words coming from you. Are you saying you'll volunteer to take care of it if things go wrong? Huh?
What? Me? No, you have the wrong guy. I'm not comfortable with that.
You act as though you have a conscience. When was the last time any one of us felt anything?
Truer words were never spoken. Well, I suppose the fun will have to wait. Do you know what happens to those who lose their true purpose? Inevitably, they destroy themselves.
The hero of the Keyblade has embarked on a new adventure. Make sure it is one he will remember. Now go.
So yeah, that was the remaining members of the organization. All of them were just there taunting us. And so now this is how new worlds work. Although I think Jimmy and I are going to talk.
Hey, what happened to Twilight Town? It's gone.
Yeah, so here's how the gummy ship works. So this is how we're not really sealing keyholes anymore in Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't necessarily know why, considering the Heartless are still around and could be looking for it. But yeah, what basically is going to happen now is at the end of each adventure in each world, Sora's going to find a random object or something. It's going to sparkle and glow, and that's going to theoretically open up a door to another world. It's basically the game saying, whoopsie, we didn't realize that we were going to have sequels, and that whole wall concept we created in the first game, yeah, we probably shouldn't have stuck to that as much as we should have, because now we've got to come up with a backdoor way to sort of get it. So there's 2 new worlds to go to. Now, rather than just take us to the new worlds, which would be amazing if we could just go there, as you can see they're blocked off, you have to beat these things. And this is how the gummy ship works. So we're going to go to this world first. So because this episode is only 20 minutes and I like the long episodes, we're going to go through this door now, and then we'll do the world on the next episode. So this is Asteroid Sweep. So the gummy ship works a little bit differently than it did in Kingdom Hearts 1. So now that's the same thing. You can build a ship. This is you get to pick a ship, and right now all we have is the Highwind, but as you progress through the game, you're going to get more and more blueprints to make the game's challenges a little bit easier. So basically, there are 3 mission structures to the gummy ship, and it's a lot faster than it was. There's also treasures to find on special hearts. So the first type of gummy ship mission is this one, where you just got to follow the path and shoot everything in sight. Now I'm just going to switch the controls to full auto, because that means I won't have to keep pressing the X button and break it. So yeah, you got to fight everything. Things move a hell of a lot faster. It's a lot more dynamic, and it's a lot more speedy than it was in the first game. Still a little time consuming, but it's way better than anything we saw in the first game. So yeah, this is mission 1. Mission 2, I believe, gives you a limit of number of ships you have to defeat, and mission 3 puts you into a similar thing where it's to follow all the things and destroy everything as you can. But you get free camera control. So like right now, I'm kind of on rails again, like we were in the first Kingdom Hearts. I can't change my camera, and when you see the camera turn like that, like you just did there, that's the game automatically doing it for me. So I believe we'll turn the camera again here once we get out of this little section. I think after the turn here with one more little ship, and then we're going to turn around. Actually, I think it's after this little point. So yeah, that's the 3 ships, and there's going to be special types of ships that we're going to show in a sec. Yeah, I think it's about to come up. I see it on the map. Yeah, like, do you see this red one? That's a special ship, and you'll see that little thing that came out. We got Thunder G. Once again, it's pointless little gummy ship blocks that you get, but it's a completionist list for it. Thankfully, completing the trophy list for Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, even on the PS3, is not nearly as difficult as it sounds. You do not have to collect all of the secret treasures like that. You do have to beat every... I think I need to check my original file, but you do have to S rank a lot of these things. So basically, it works on a ranking system. I don't know if we're going to see any of that right now, because I am on just the Highwind ship, and the Highwind ship isn't all that powerful. So trying to get through this on the first go and getting everything you need for the S rank can be a little bit challenging. Still, way more fun than anything we did in the first Kingdom Hearts. I can tell you that right now. Like, that was so slow and so tedious. So it's really cool to see something a little bit more action-packed. It drags on a little bit, mainly because the ship goes a little slow, but for the most part, this is more energetic than anything we saw the first time around. So I like it. Hopefully, from what we saw from Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers, it looks like the gummy ship's going to function similar to this. Looks like the same kind of open format thing where we're floating around in space shooting things. So I mean, they got to do something to get you to the next world. But this was definitely a big enhancement. And there will be bosses to fight here. Not exactly like health bar bosses, but like stronger level ships. You don't actually have to defeat any of them. You can actually sometimes avoid them completely and just have the game run out of time on you, because you're still always going to be following on the track. And once you hit the area where you can go to the next zone, it basically pulls you out. Now, I don't know if we're going to hit a rank on this one. Probably not, because I don't know. I didn't do too bad, but I definitely did not rank up on that one. But let's see what we got. Yeah, so you go to the end of it, and then it's the routes open. And so then you get the mission levels. You can go back. I'll show them off real quick before we... And then you get the recommended blueprint. So that's the ship, I guess, that they want you to use. So now if I go back and play that again as the Falcon ship, I'll probably rank up and get something. So how did I do with the treasure list? And, oh, I got them all. Nice. Pretty good. Yeah, they're not all that easy, and on some of them I still haven't found all the treasure maps, despite doing it over and over again. So yeah, once you complete a little gummy ship mission, boom, the map opens up, and now we can go over to that world. It makes a little format. So what I usually like to do when I play is I like to do all the mission routes first, and then I go do the worlds, makes it easier. So you know what, I'm going to do Stardust Sweep also, just so that we can move swiftly through to the next one. So what I'm going to show you is now you have different ships. So now there's the High Wind level 1, and then there's Falcon 2. And they have different stats from that screen over there. So this has way more gun strength, and I believe defense is about the same. So we're going to use a Falcon. No association with the Marvel character. But yeah, so the gummy ship is a lot better here in Kingdom Hearts 2. The mission structure is not nearly as batshit as it was in Final Mix 1 with those mission mode things. If you've actually done all the mission modes in the first Kingdom Hearts, congratulations, because that stuff was tedious as all hell. I'm so glad they knew that wasn't tedious, because when they did the trophy list for the Final Mix versions on this version on PS4, they got rid of all that stuff. They got rid of the need to do the gummy ship missions completely, so that was pretty good. And you don't need to complete them all 100%. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, and don't hold me to this, because we'll find out later when we do trophy list way near the end of the game. There isn't... I think you have to S-rank everything. I think you might have to S-rank every... Or I think... Actually, no. You don't have to S-rank every route. I think because all three... every route has the 3 missions. You just have to S-rank one of them, but on every single route. So you got to do all of them, but you just got to S-rank one of them. You don't have to do all of them as S-ranks. I mean, technically, once you start getting the better blueprints and you start getting the better ships, technically that won't be as hard as you think it will be. And I missed that one, damn it. Yeah, see, sometimes you need stronger ships. Also, sometimes it depends on which ships you hit. For example, right now, these little guys, the blue ships, they're easy enough. But you see, like, those yellow ones on the side that I just got rid of real fast? Those explode, and when they explode, they'll take out any ships that are near them. So sometimes it pays to do that. And here we have our very first boss ship coming at us. So I'm going to try to focus all enemy fire on that. So yeah, I got him. Again, if you just sort of, like, focus fire on them, boom, you win. And he's going to give a lot of little orbs out. So that's what you kind of want to grab. You want to grab all the orbs. It sucks that, like, there's not... I don't know if there is a block that like magnets everything to you, because sometimes I feel like I lose a lot of the orbs just because I can't move fast enough to them. And I'm level 14 rank right now, so maybe I'll rank on this one. Maybe I missed one of the treasures already, but again, it's not the end of the world, and there isn't like a trophy that requires you to do all the treasures. I don't think you need to do that, so it's not that crazy where it's like, oh, go back and find all the treasures, and you need to look at a map and a guide and figure out what you got to do. So it's a little bit more easier than that. That's something you're going to notice a lot about Kingdom Hearts 2. Things tend to be a lot more easier. Even, I didn't mention this earlier when we hit the synthesis shop, because I didn't talk to the Moogle, but even the synthesis shop is really easy in retrospect. So you'll see what I mean by the time we get to the end game and we start talking about it. So yeah, whenever you see those yellow guys, try to hit them first, because they will knock everything else out in the vicinity, right? And here's another little boss. So this guy's kind of cool. He's got like legs that shoot out. And what I like to do here is I like to spin the ship and fire, because the spinning the ship locks on and you shoot missiles at random. So it's pretty good if you want to get him down. Also, he should be now just a body. And then you just got to sort of spin around and just try to avoid it. It's a little hard to avoid everything. But then once he dies, just stay in one spot. You collect everything. So I went to rank... oh, I did pretty good on this one. I did pretty good. I'm level 28. Actually, I don't know if you can rank on these, but eventually your medal count will help you rank later. And yep, that's it. I got rank 30. Yes, so this is it. Once you hit rank 30 on one of these modes, you basically become invincible until you get hit, and you'll kill anything in your path. So that's pretty cool. I missed one of the treasures, so this is not going to be a 100% run, but probably did pretty good. You unlock the missions as usual. Got the recommended blueprint, nice. And I got another recommended blueprint. So this should make the later... I'm doing this mostly so that when we go later, it'll be a little bit easier. So I think I missed a few, actually. See, it's not as easy as it looks. It looked easy on the first go. But unfortunately, nah. That's going to make it a little bit easier after we finish the first Disney World we're going to go to. It will make it easier just to slide over to this world. We can't go any further until we beat one of these worlds. Then I believe the gate to this world over here will open up. So yeah, we're starting to build out the world map here a little bit. It's basically mirror image, as you'll see when we get there. But that's going to do it for this episode, because I believe that should be about a half-hour episode. It was a little short. Starting with the next episode, when we land here in the Land of Dragons, we will be going back to our traditional two-part splits. So I'm going to stop it at a certain point, at the midpoint in the world, and then we'll finish up in a second episode to keep it narrowed down a little bit, to keep it sort of, you know, minor. I feel like I've been killing you guys ever since the Re-Enchanted Memories episodes with like 40-minute episodes, 40-minute episodes. So it's time to go down back to a shorter amount of episodes, just make it a little bit longer. And basically my upload schedule has been crazy. I've been uploading like 3 to 4 videos in a day sometimes, so I'm gonna just upload them quickly, but it's a little spurt, so in case you don't want to watch an entire video in one day, you can divide it up and space it out. You don't gotta go back to the same video and whatnot, and it's easy for me to keep the videos shorter and rendering faster. So that's gonna do it for this episode. I will see you guys on the next one, when we will tackle the Land of Dragons. I wonder what movie that's based on. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the next part.